becomes safe to travel again. Let's see, we've got the Netherlands, Indianapolis. Oh my goodness. Jewelry by Elizabeth D. coming here from Vero Beach. What's up? England. Oh, that's one of my other favorite places. Vancouver.
Happy
Poland.
little eaters. You sound like my kind of people.
Zoe in Athens, Greece. Oh my God. Jules is here from the San Francisco Bay Area. Hong Kong, South Africa. Come on. Do you guys know
Hong Kong. I thought you said honk honk. South Africa.
No, Hong
What's
Kong
that mean?
and South separate. I'm just going down the
Hong
line
Kong,
as people
South
are coming
Africa.
on. Cincinnati, Syracuse, Sweden, Seattle. Hello from Florida's in the house. Namaste from India. Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Madrid, Spain, San Antonio. I love you guys. You know, Greenwich Village.
Greenwich Village,
What's up?
what up?
Hey, Studio
Yeah.
Laura Loving.
Laura, maybe I need to visit.
Maybe you do need to visit. Canada's here, Buffalo, New York, India. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Serbia, my goodness. When I named the company, I remember one of my dreams, Laura, when I first started, and I was such a just geeky, insecure, scared, but very enthusiastic life coach. I had this dream of like being able to work with people all over the world. Like that was so big in my heart. And when I was, so taking it back to the days as Laura knew me, bartending at Village.
Yes.
And when I wrote my first ebook, and my very first ebook buyer, I was bartending at night, serving drinks, and I came home and I had a buyer from Spain. And y'all, it was like an ebook that was
amazing,
$29, and I started crying my eyes out. It was so exciting.
What was the ebook called?
Okay.
That was pre-Make Every Man
No,
Want
it was.
You.
It was Make Every Man Want You, How to Be So Damn Irresistible You'll Barely Keep From Dating Yourself. It was 2002. So put it in context. But it was so exciting to me.
It's a hit.
It was. Well, I mean, it's still going.
It's a great title.
It's in like 17 languages now. But it started off as like a cheesy, wonderfully, my best shot at that moment, ebook with a lot of hot pink, so many exclamation points, which you guys, I still do it. I just kind of try and express that through energy rather than 15 exclamation points. But she knows, she gets my text. Sometimes there are 15 exclamation
use a lot
points.
of them myself.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just remembering that Stephen, my husband, saw your book. I had your book. Once we were friends, you gave it to me, and I had it like lying around, and he was like, is there something you want to tell me?
Like, it's my friend.
Make
She
Every
wrote
Man
it.
Want You? I'm like, am I not enough?
Yeah, this is the problem. So once I sold that book to traditional publishers, the original subheading was, or make yours want you more. So for those who were in a relationship and they wanted their significant other to have even more passion and attraction and all that good stuff, it was like, no, it's all the same information, doesn't matter. But the publishers were like, no, your market is only women who are single. And I was like, no. But I didn't have any power at that point. I was so happy just to have a damn book deal that I was like, okay, I guess they know better than I do. No, they don't. Remember that. Please remember that. Okay, so hi you guys. Yes, it's awesome. So we are here because it is actually the last call for the Copy Cure. Getthecopycure.com. If you don't know what the Copy Cure is, we're gonna tell you about it right now. It's an incredible transformative writing program that teaches you how to express yourself in your unique voice, but using the right words and hitting those right emotional buttons so that your audience feels your heart, your intention, and most importantly, how much you care, and speaks to them about their problems, their dreams, their aspirations, and really helps them make those buying decisions. Again, whether you're a small business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you're a freelancer, you're an artist, someone who really needs to generate a response. You can even be a nonprofit who needs to generate donations and donors and get people on board. You really need to be able to use words in today's modern economy as a part of your toolkit to be successful. Anything else you want to say about the Copy Cure in general?
Well, first of all, it is about selling, but it can also be about, even if you don't have something to sell yet, you always have something to sell. You have your ideas, the things that you want. Just persuading somebody to come to a party with you. You use words to do that.
Yeah.
Being able to communicate the value of something or keep someone's attention, that is the greatest currency that you have. So,
especially in this world where like distractions and interruptions are happening all the damn time, and people are so inundated with incoming. I think two of the best compliments, I'll just speak for myself, Laura speak for herself. people will write to me still, and I'll get these notes that says, yours are the only emails I read every week. And y'all know all of our inboxes, crazy town, nutty pants, right? With how much incoming there is. So to be able to develop that relationship with people where they actually look forward to hearing from you and they actually feel like they get to know you and there is a real relationship that is developing, your words have the power to do that. And with modern tools, you can do it at scale in such a way where the folks who you're meant to serve, you have an ability to reach them, to make a positive impact, and to develop really long-term benefits for both you and for them through your words.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of writing good copy is that you can sell something, whether it's a product, a service, a course, or just an idea, while making your audience feel seen. And they love that. Like anytime you get a response that says, oh my gosh, you're in my head, or thank you for saying exactly what I needed to hear today or read today, or thank you for putting into words what I didn't know how to say, it's so gratifying and it's such a service to them and to you. And it gives them permission to do the same. It gives people permission to be more of themselves in their writing, in the words, in the way they express themselves through their business and in life and publicly.
I also think about, to build on that, Laura, like when you are able to give voice to what people are feeling and experiencing, usually in the privacy of their own mind or deep in their hearts, or they may be laying awake at night, stressed about something, worried about something, dreaming about something, and all of a sudden you're able to put into words what they have been secretly holding. It's also incredibly healing. Like I think about this just recently, certain books that I'm reading about things that I'm going through and things that I'm navigating. And when people nail it, you're like, like the book becomes like, it is a force of healing.
Yes.
It's so compelling, it's so necessary, but this all comes back to the very kind of things that we teach you how to do in the Copy Cure.
Yep.
So let's talk now. By the way, we're going to introduce you first. We want to talk about a disaster. Okay. So obviously it's 2021, right? And we've all been through, my goodness, the world at large has been through a year and a half. Yeah. So we're still going. We got light at the end of the tunnel, and that is awesome. But I think sometimes as creatives, as artists, as entrepreneurs, it can feel a little isolating, and you almost imagine, or you look out into the world and you're like, everybody else has it all together. Everything comes out so perfect. I think everyone else knows what the hell they're doing, but you're the idiot.
I do every day.
So do you want to tell the story about, so we're going to take you back, the whole reason that the Copy Cure even exists, and then I'm going to hand it off to Laura because she's an excellent storyteller, was essentially, so I've been running this program called B School for over 12 years now. We've had, my goodness, now it's got to be close to 66,000 graduates from over 600 industries and 141 different countries go through the program, right? And so in those early days, I kept noticing this pattern. I was like, wow, all these smart business owners selling products and services, super earnest, really hardworking, doing everything they could. And when I would take a look at their websites and I would take a look at their newsletters and I would just kind of audit what they're doing, I saw a common thread. All of their copy wasn't as good as their actual product or their service or their work ethic or their intentions. There was this huge disconnect, right? Where they sounded very kind of official or professorial or just dry,
academic, robotic,
bland. Like I was talking with this business owner who was vivacious. They had energy. They had an opinion. They had personality. But when I actually looked at their website, it was devoid of any of that. When I looked at their newsletters, it was like, it basically put me to sleep. And so I saw this common thread again and again. And even though we talk about copywriting in B School, it's one of 6 modules. B School is enormous. And while I did my best, it was like, copywriting is a huge area of learning. It's a skill set that, it deserves a lot of attention in and of itself. So I used to do this event in New York City. It was like an annual business conference, and we had like 300 people fly in, and so we'd have different people talk. And I said to Laura, I said, hey, shouldn't we do something about copy together? right? Because I get so frustrated. Like anytime I see people struggling, good people struggling, I want to help. If I have any value to add whatsoever, it's like I want to help. I want to see if I can provide some kind of education or skills or tools to get people over that hump so that they can have the business and life that they want. And so Laura and I devised a session to do live at this event, and we're excited about it.
Yeah. Well, you said, why don't you, my event's going to be I had already spoken at your first event, which was in the library of Soho House, like
Yes.
50 people or so.
Oh my God.
And that was huge for me, and nerve wracking. And I created a talk called 5 Secrets to Non-Sucky Copy.
Yes.
And people loved it. And that actually launched my career in the like private entrepreneur space, because people came up to me afterwards, said, do you want to help me with my copy? Like, I'm a realtor. Can you help me with my website? And then, so that was 2009, I believe. 2012, a few years later, you've been doing this conference. It had gotten bigger and bigger, and it was at Urban Zen. And you said, why don't you come on stage with me and we'll do like a copy clinic. Like you do a presentation and we'll workshop some copy live,
Yeah.
and we'll record it, and then we'll turn it into a product. We'll turn the recording into a product and sell it. Genius. Boom. And what you probably don't remember is that I agreed eagerly. And then like as it got closer to the date, well, you wouldn't remember this because I don't think I told you. You probably sensed my hesitation, but I was like, is this okay? Am I doing it right? I kept sending you stuff, and I was like on the verge of telling you I couldn't do it.
She always wants to pull out of shit. She always wants to pull out of shit. And I'm like, no,
so
you're not allowed.
I was like, this is a big crowd, and I have too much to say, and I'm not sure which direction to go, and it's going to bomb, and etc. So I almost said, like, I've got too much going on right now, and blew my chance.
I wasn't going to let her out of it.
She wouldn't have let me out of it. So we did this thing. We did our copy clinic live on stage. People loved it. They said it was like worth the price of admission on its own. And I was so excited we were going to turn this into a product, like we had it in the can. And then about, I'd say a month later, 2 months later maybe, Marie called me. And she said, I have been trying to figure out how to tell you this. And I was like, what could this be? Because Marie usually, if she has something to tell me, she tells me.
Super fucking blunt.
She's so
super
blunt,
yeah,
and never holds back anything. And I was like, okay. And she was like, it's all good. She always says this, it's all good. Well,
it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. But you know that footage, like our amazing talk that you did, that we're going to turn into our course. Like, of course I do. She's like, well, it was in the cameras that my crew took to Europe for, they were shooting this Live Your Dream campaign for B School and going around interviewing people all over Europe. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, and it was in the car that got broken into, and they took the camera. Oh, it was the train.
It all got stolen.
All stolen.
Everything. The camera equipment, the entire recording of the entire event, including this particular session that was going to be the product, and all of the interviews that my video crew had I can't even tell you all. Oh my God. Like
so
that pit
upsetting.
in your stomach where it was just like, is this for real? And no one was to blame. It was just one of those things.
Right. It's camera equipment in Europe on a train.
Yep.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
So that was very sad. But Marie, in her typical form, was like, "It's all good. We're going to record it. We're going to figure it out, and we'll make it even better. We'll record it fresh. We'll do it to camera. We're going to do it like a real course. It'll be bigger. It'll be better."
Yep.
So that was the plan, and it is what we did. But we were going to call this thing the Copy Clinic.
Yes.
Because it was based on, we'll do a copy clinic live on stage, and that's what we called it. And we had a medical theme, and I said that Marie was standing by as the nurse practitioner to
give shots.
To give shots, and how there's always got to be one in the room. And I think I opened it up talking about WebMD, the dangers. So it's all medical themed, and we were going to call it the Copy Clinic. And then happened to look online, and do a little research, and we were pretty far down the road planning it, and saw that somebody had the name The Copy Clinic and the URL, thecopyclinic.com, and it was a copywriter, like an old school person, but established.
We ain't going there.
Yeah, we weren't going there.
Once we saw that someone else had the Copy Clinic, we were like, no, you know what I mean? It's like not touching that.
Yeah.
So then, of course, but we still liked our medical theme because we felt like that was the original presentation, right? It was about fixing these ailments, and we loved that idea. So we just said, hey, we can come up with a different name. We can leave the Copy Clinic and we can come up with something else. So part of what we teach you in the Copy Cure itself is we give you all of our brainstorming tools and all of our processes and how we actually go from having an idea to creating a result and outcome that makes you money. One of them is word orgies.
Yes, having a word orgy.
Which, once again, I think I sent to, I don't know when it might have been the email I sent today. Who knows what's allowed you can say and what you can't say anymore. But as you guys probably know, because you know me, I don't give a fuck. So word orgies is a way to take an idea and have words play with each other, and you build on them and you build on them and you build on them, and you let your creativity just run wild. And usually in that volume and in that freedom, you find something extraordinary.
Yeah, I mean, so you get messy and you have to live with things coming out onto the page that suck. And so I'll just give you a few examples of the names that I could, because Marie was like, okay, brainstorm a bunch of names and let's see what else we can come up with. And so I have, like, some of them are medical themes, some of them are whatever. Most of them are terrible. So
these are terrible names that we came up with because our first idea didn't work.
So like the Copy Care Unit, fix your copy, write brilliant copy. I mean, it's straightforward. Copy First Aid for copy, Better Copy Clinic, way better copy, write copy better, way better copywriting, word clinic, walk-in copy clinic. Who wants to go there? That sounds like a terrible place to go.
Walk-in copy clinic. Like it's horrible. It's like, do you have an STD? I don't
exactly.
know.
That's for STDs.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The Copy Rescue Course. Copy that connects. That's not bad. Copy with heart. Lively copy. You can write copy. Copywriting magic. Hot copy injection. Like, why did that come out of our brains? We have no idea, but this is what you do when you're in a brainstorming. The copywriting doctor. Copy CPR. And the copywriting cure, and it looks like I'm getting closer. Copywriting cure, the copy cure.
Ding, 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 ding. And it took, so how many? So we're looking at our spreadsheet, y'all.
Wow, factor Copy Miracle Clinic.
Copy Miracle Clinic. Like the worst ever.
Drool-worthy words. Let's fit, that's 74. We have 74 ideas in that doc.
So 74 ideas. I just want you to ask yourself, like, if you're working on, again, whether it's a product, it could be a talk, it could be the title of a book, it could even be a subject line or a headline, right? Whether it's for an email, it's for a sales page, it's for a video that you're doing. Like, do you just toss up like a throwaway idea, or just, come up with 3 or 4 and go, I can't do it, nothing's really coming to me? Don't do that. Volume is where it's at.
Yes, and I would say if you're brainstorming and writing a bunch of ideas on a page, like I like to do it in a Google Doc, like one line at a time, don't erase. We always say this, copy, paste, don't erase.
Copy, paste, don't erase. All right? Because it's so easy on computers these days to go like, oh, that was shit. And you're like, delete, delete, delete.
I don't like
oh, that was shit. Delete, delete, delete. It's like, no, copy, paste, don't erase. You just keep moving down the page, and you're adding on. It's a little like improv, right? You don't say no, you say yes and you keep building on. I've done that, and I still train myself. Like, when I'm writing, I go back to the tools in the Copy Cure because they are that good and they're that friggin' useful.
Yeah, and it takes discipline not to delete something that you hate.
Yeah,
you're like, that came out of me. Oh God, like, where do I flush?
Yeah.
And you like leaving it there. There's so much value to leaving it there and just moving on. And you might end up writing the same thing over and over, and that's okay too.
Yeah.
That just get right, like your fingers on the keyboard or on the page. That creates new ideas. It gets your brains, like your synapses synapse is firing differently. So
especially too with the volume of content that most entrepreneurs, small business owners, creatives, and freelancers have to generate these days, if you ever find yourself feeling tapped out, like the well is tapped out, you're like, I don't got one more goddamn idea to put on a piece of paper or to talk about or to post about, right? Or to email about, or like, you have to take the copy cure. I promise you, there's an entire section that we created where how you will never have writer's block again. And I can just speak from experience. Y'all, it's over 20 years that I have been consistently, like consistent like a motherfucker, every single week creating fresh content, every single week generating ideas, every single week showing up and serving. And it's not because I'm a magical unicorn. Well, I'm
uniform.
Or a uniform. Maybe I am a uniform. But it's because of the skill set that I developed, and it's a skill set that anyone can learn. Laura's developed it. So many people have developed it. I've seen, folks in the comments here that are Copy Cure students. They're like, oh my God, it's the best. We're going to actually tell you some success stories in a minute. But if you have any questions about copy, I'm going to check the question area. If you've got questions, you can pop them in there, but make sure that they're about copy. I love, somebody just said patty mayonnaise. I don't know what that is, but I'm into it.
Wait, that's a comment?
Just patty
mayonnaise. That's not a person, that's a comment.
Patty mayonnaise?
Is it a question?
I don't know, I like it. But
I will say, so as you scroll, you mentioned like headlines and lines and brainstorming these. This is something I'm actually emailing about tonight for the Copy Cure. This is one that I send out every year. It is called My Tagline Tackler Went to a Better Place, because I had a product called the Tackle Your Tagline Cheat Sheet.
Yes.
And it's amazing. And we decided to add it in as a bonus in the Copy Cure. So
it's
you can no
sick.
longer, you can't buy it from me anymore.
You got to get it in the Copy Cure.
It is sick. And so it helps you brainstorm your own taglines. And a tagline, if you don't know, I mean, it's that line that, like on your website in the above the scroll section, in that hero section, when you first land on a website, like that line that makes you say, oh, now I know where I am and who it's for and what it is. And it's so important.
It is
and
so important.
Can do a lot.
It can also do so much, like if you're writing a book and you need a subheadline, you're creating a product or a program that has like a short, tight name, but you need a little tagline to be a kind of more fleshed out descriptor, but still be tight and right to get that hook in. So people are like, yes, I need that. Let's tackle this question. Will it help me to write in Spanish? Sí.
Sí.
Sí. I want to confirm this.
Va a ayudarle. O ayudarte en español.
So we have so many students in the Copy Cure. We actually have a lot of stories from students in the Copy Cure where English is not their first language at all. Most of them speak way more languages. I only speak one language. I'm slowly learning Italian. You're better than I am. And if you are comfortable learning in English, if you're able to track how we're speaking right now and you're comfortable learning in English, you will crush it in your language. Everything that we teach is universally applicable. So you're going to understand exactly how to use your voice in your native tongue to be able to express yourself in the way that is most true to you and that is most appropriate for how you speak to your customers. So language is not a barrier at all, as long as you are comfortable learning English. And the other thing I want to say about that is that all the training in the Copy Cure, you can rewatch it over and over again. So even if you're like, well, I'm pretty comfortable, but I don't want to like go in and then all of a sudden I can't ever see it again. No, you can rewatch it again and again. The fun sheets are all there. So you have absolutely no fear there. It will help you, and we've got the stories to back it up.
Yeah, we have so many alums actually every time we launch the Copy Cure who comment everywhere we post and write back to our emails. Can't wait to do the Copy Cure again. They're so excited for this round.
Yeah.
Not just to dive back into the core content, but also to watch our live videos. We do live coaching. I do live with Laura, like Q&A sessions. I do copy feedback sessions where I take some submitted copy, not everyone's, but a few submitted pieces of copy, and make it over on the spot, on the fly. And that's really instructional. Whether or not it's your copy that's being made over, it's so helpful to see how other people's copy gets made over, probably even more so. So
yes. Oh, I see this. Alana, she said 5-year alum, so excited.
Yay.
Yes, absolutely. So no, the Copy Cure, someone asked as an app, it is a program. If you go to getthecopycure.com, that's getthecopycure.com, you will see everything that is included. You can take a look at the entire curriculum, and if it's the right fit for you, come join us. It's going to be awesome. You get lifetime access to the content. As Laura was saying, we also do live coaching in there. We have so many resources. You will never have writer's block again, and anytime you need to write something for your business, you have just an incredible pool of resources at your fingertips that will help you write faster, better, and more effectively. And it will sound like you. Here's what's, I think, sets the Copy Cure apart from perhaps a lot of other things, is that we're not trying to get you to sound like us. We have tools and exercises specifically designed to help you sound exactly like you, but your most persuasive, influential, and effective you that you can possibly be shows up on the page. Okay, so what I want to do now, by the way, I see, wow, even more cues came in. This is kind of cool.
You know, one I always get is, especially from my crowd, is this good for someone who's already a copywriter or wants to be a copywriter? So I want to establish it. This is not a course that teaches you the business of being a copywriter, as in the contracts, the boundaries you set up, etc., with your clients. Not about getting clients. However, it turns out so many people come through the program and say, I became a copywriter, including one named Robin, who's 60. At age 60, she took the Copy Cure and turned into a copywriter. And then we have other people who are established copywriters. And this program is designed to help people learn to write their own copy for themselves. But we have lots of established copywriters who come through it and say, this gave me a new perspective on copy, a new way to approach it. I learned so much. There's no way you're not going to learn something that you didn't know or learn it from a new perspective. And it also suits you, if you're a copywriter, to know how to teach and to explain to your clients what you're doing and why. So this course will help you do that.
Also, it comes with a money back guarantee. Everything that I do, we back it up with 100% satisfaction guarantee. So you got nothing to lose and everything to gain. That's just how we roll. Okay, let's tackle this question. Does the Copy Cure mostly cater to B2C, or would it benefit B2B copywriting too, and how?
So for anyone listening who doesn't know, B2C is business to customer and B2B is business to business. So it helps with either. I mean, this is a course that helps you be more persuasive and I would say write in a voice that is human and conversational. And some people who write B2B copy, business to business, think that it has to be more formal and professional, and they confuse formal with professional, and we like to say that conversational is the new professional.
Totally.
So if you or your clients are insistent on it being robotic, academic, very formal, I mean, this can still help you, but you might balk at the style that we teach. But this is about finding your own style.
Yeah, if you love being super boring,
by all means.
Like, seriously, but if you are wanting to infuse humanity, if you're wanting to infuse some emotion, some storytelling in your professional communication in a way that is appropriate with your customers, you should come do the program. Again, it's got a money back guarantee. If you come and do it, as long as you do the work, you show us the work in the time allotted, everything is clear and written out over at getthecopycure.com. You can go check that out, but you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
So, I have to interject one thing about B2B. Is that you are never a business talking to a business. You are always a person talking to a person. So remember that there is a person reading the copy that you write, even if it's to a business, even if they represent a business. So nobody wants to be talked to by a business or as if they are a business. So there you go. Human connection.
Okay, great. Let's see. Well, do you want to, I'm going to look at the questions. Do you want to talk about what we want to do? Because I think, in all honesty, who cares about anything but results? I don't. I want to know about results. Like, if I'm considering investing my precious time and my money in something, I want to know, is this shit actually going to work? And while I cannot, and Laura and I cannot guarantee, because we're not sitting with you in your home making you do anything, and we don't know your particular market or your customers, what we do have is a ton of results from our customers that can just give you a little bit of a taste of what's possible when you apply these ideas and you put them to use in your business. So I'm going to look at the questions if you want to read
questions.
some.
Okay, so Neha's business doubled since taking the Copy Cure. She says that, Laura, since I purchased Copy Cure last year, my business doubled. I redid our website. I took out all of our extra copy and cut it down. That's a very important skill that we teach you, is like what to cut and how. I updated our emails to make them more clear to our customers. I used it to write my book proposal for my latest book and expertise on college admissions, and now have interviews with literary agents. The Copy Cure continues to work every single day in my business. That's many applications right there.
I love this. I'm going to talk about Charlene's win. Get this, you guys, because then it relates to this next question.
Oh, cool.
Charlene said her book sales increased by 1,433%. Did you hear that?
That's a lot of percent.
1,433% by changing her Amazon descriptions. She says book descriptions are generally pretty standard. At first, while going through the Copy Cure, I didn't think it applied to me. That's always a danger zone when you're like, I don't think it's going to work for me. But Charlene was smarter than that.
Sorry.
She's playing us. Laura's like, I love us so much. Let's just watch us on my phone, too.
I wanted access to the comments, but not with us playing in double.
Anyway, her sales increased by that much, and she is an author, so I thought it was great. Let's talk about Heather. Did you say about Heather?
No, I didn't get to Heather.
Heather made her first $10,000 the month after her Pilates studio closed due to COVID, y'all. Due to COVID. She said in-person studios where I taught closed, so my own online studio, about 10,000 sales in my first month. So she literally took the Copy Cure. It was during COVID, and she got herself $10,000 in sales. Okay, so Mai in the Philippines, are you ready for this one? She sold over $50,000 during her first course launch. She says, I teach hand lettering and art courses, which are typically difficult to position with a higher price point. The Copy Cure taught me to write better sales pages, and I was able to sell over $50,000 during my first course.
Oh, that's air horn worthy.
That gets an air horn right there. Okay, so let's take this question from Grace. Would it be helpful for people writing a book?
Oh, well, you tell them.
Yeah, get rid of that thing.
Okay, you got it?
No, you tell them.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Leave that alone. Turn this over.
No, I'm looking at us so I could see because I can't read from here.
I'll read it for you.
Okay, I'm blind.
I got you, girl. I got
need
you.
Glasses.
They want you here.
Okay. Well, I was going to say you take this one because you used it to write your book.
I did.
And that book just happens to be
a
number one New York Times bestseller.
Yes. So it's
not too shabby.
It's true. No, we did use, I did use everything in the Copy Cure to help me write everything as Figureoutable. Even though I'm a writer, even though I've been writing for 20 years, the places where I got stuck, I 100% went back into my own program, which was kind of meta and weird to watch myself teach myself. Like that was a whole thing. But it works. Like the ideas actually work. So I would say that if you want to write a book, if you're nervous about it, while this isn't a book writing course, so much of writing a book is getting words on the page, getting your voice on the page.
Yeah.
Being able to express those beautiful ideas that are in your heart and your head and getting out enough volume so that you can edit it and shape it into an awesome book.
Yep. And then there's also, if you're looking to be published, I mean, not every, sometimes we self-publish, you don't need to do this, but if you're looking to be published, you need a proposal and you need to write to agents and query them. So there's a lot of actual copy as opposed to, book writing, you can or cannot call, you may or may not think of that as copy because there's not a call to action necessarily in the content of the book. But there certainly is a call to action in writing to an agent saying, would you like to take a look at this? I would love to hear back from you. And you have to shape that so that you're expressing your value to them as an author and getting them interested in the idea of the book, etc. And then the proposal is that in, tenfold. So much of the Copy Cure can help you if you're doing something like that. Anything that needs to persuade. Yeah. It is great. And then yes, the discipline and the self-love that has to go into actual writing. And because there is every line you write, every word you write is an opportunity to hate yourself. So bringing the Copy Cure, kind of mentality, frame of mind to it helps a lot to get things down on the page and not delete them and not say, this is no good. And one thing that, we mentioned copy, paste, don't erase. Yep. So I do a lot of that as I'm working on my book. I have a book deal, and it's due out in summer 2022, and I'm working on it now. And so I have a ton of stuff written, and there's a lot that I have to cut. And one thing that we did, I think we mentioned this in the Copy Cure, that we do when we're writing together is we have a section that's called Brooklyn for Copy.
Yes.
We call it Brooklyn for Copy because it's down on the page and Brooklyn is south of us.
Yes.
So when we're not going to use a piece, or we think we're not, instead of throwing it out, it's like putting clothes in storage before you donate them. We move it down to Brooklyn,
yep.
and we know we can always come find it again.
Yep.
One thing that I've been doing as I go through my book, and when I'm taking out chunks, I'm like, but maybe I like that chunk.
Yeah.
Instead of putting it in Brooklyn, I make a comment at where it came out, like just at the place that I took it from, and put it in the comment, put that whole section in the comment, so I know where it was. And usually, like with clothes that you put in storage, it ends up getting donated.
That's right.
Getting axed.
So someone was asking about how many weeks is the Copy Cure. You get everything, almost everything, the moment that you register. So literally you can binge watch the Copy Cure. And here's what's awesome about it. It is so not overwhelming. It is so much fun. You go through it quickly. All of the magic comes from you doing the exercises that we have you do, and they're really, really fun to do. The master classes and some of the bonuses will come after we give you a few weeks to kind of go through stuff, and we're going to do some coaching with you as well. But there are actually this year 8 master classes. I think there's 3 of them that are brand new, and they are killer.
So good.
Everything, if you go to getthecopycure.com, you can see everything is all on the page and I'm writing. But I pinned this one comment from Nolene, who said, I got so much out of the first module I just started. Best investment ever.
Yes.
Yes.
And I was going to say, if you happen to watch the first module and want to go off and implement, do not feel obligated to sit there and watch the rest at that moment. I say run off and implement anytime. Yes. Interrupt the watching and go take action. We love that.
100%. Also, too, registration for the Copy Cure closes tomorrow night, I believe, at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's why we're hanging out now. We want to inspire whoever wants to come join us. Come join us. If you don't, it's totally cool. But this was our opportunity to be with you, to answer some questions, to see how y'all are doing. And again, if our style is not for you, it's totally cool. I don't even know why I'd still be watching this. Maybe you're just hate watching. But my point is, you should learn copywriting because it is a learnable skill. And if you're a small business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you're an artist, you're a freelancer, you need to have this skill. Otherwise, you're putting a limit both on your income and the impact that you can make. Not to be harsh, but I've seen it, again, doing this over 20 years now. I have a lot of perspective. I've worked with thousands and thousands of business owners, and I can tell you with 100% confidence, the people who I've seen make incredible money, actually create the success that they desire, are the people who understand how to write copy. The people who are constantly struggling and just spinning their wheels and I don't know, and why doesn't more people pay attention to me and I can't seem to get traction, they are not effective copywriters yet. They haven't invested the time to develop this skill set. And again, it's a learnable skill. Anyone can learn this, but you need someone to teach you and someone to show you the way. So if we're not your cup of tea, again, I don't know why you're watching, you must be hate watching, but go find somebody else who is your cup of tea and learn it, because it will serve you and it will support you in reaching your business goals. And it also just supports you in staying connected to people and making the difference that you want to make. And that's one of the biggest reasons that I do what I do.
Yeah, I mean, people use it for, thank you notes, apologies, eulogies. We have had people say, this helped me write, my dad's eulogy, which is a big deal. I mean, that is a tough thing to write. And so to be able to help with that is amazing. I saw that somebody said, I'm apprehensive because it's self-paced and I won't have accountability. So a couple of things that you can do. One is write down what is the first piece of copy that you want to write that's essential for your business, and by when do you want to write it. We'll hold you accountable. You can put it right in the comments now, but you can also it is self-paced, but we have live videos coming up, live coaching, my feedback videos,
which are amazing. Watching Laura do live copy makeovers is so fun, because it's one thing to kind of see things flat on a page, but then to watch and to witness how an excellent copywriter, like you see a sentence and they're like, okay, this is what I would change here and here's why. And to see that happen in real time, it is like mind blowing, mind blowing.
So you could commit to getting that one piece of copy done in time for those and submit it. And there's no guarantee that that's the one that'll be chosen. We can't do them all. But then you have gotten it done and submitted it and you have it in the can and then you can change it. But I think that, there's a way to hold yourself accountable.
Teresa, we got to give her an air horn. She said, just watch you for 5 years, joined B School, more money in my business, just signed up for the Copy Cure. Yes. Yes. Listen, I'm going to go here just for a minute because this is one of my favorite topics and this is coming down the pike at some point. But it's like, there is, I think, one of the most destructive notions in the world is this notion of scarcity, of not enoughness. It kills us personally in terms of we don't think that we're good enough, that we're talented enough, that we're young enough, that we're old enough, that we're smart enough, that we're whatever enough to be able to make a contribution, to make our art, to make our business, to make a connection that we really want to make. But I think one of the most really devastating and dangerous manifestations of scarcity is around money. And I love seeing that one of our B schoolers is like, got more money in my business and more's coming in. And here's something that I want you to know. When you make money in your business, it is not taking away from someone else. That is one of the most destructive things. It's one of the most destructive ideas that when you gain, someone else loses. First of all, it's not factually true. But second of all, it really holds you back. Value is generated and created. And when you create more value in the world and when you generate more revenue and more profit in your business, there's actually a bigger pool of money. There's not a limited fixed pie. It's actually called the fixed pie fallacy because it's false. So one of the things on my IG today, because that was the Marie TV for this week.
About selling?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I get fired up when it comes to this topic and wanting to go like, you can embrace making money in a really beautiful way. And the more abundant you become in your business, the better you take care of your team, the better you take care of your family, your community. It all goes in circulation. It is a good thing. That's one of the byproducts of learning how to write great copy is more money comes your way, more money circulates through you. And especially if you care about the state of the world and you care about the state of your community, having somebody like you with a conscience and with a heart have more money flowing to you so you can direct that flow to places that really matter, man, that's a win.
Yeah, that's right. Because we are the economy. So if you making less money doesn't help anyone make more money, you making more money helps people make more money.
That's right.
You have more money to spend on the things you care about and with the people you care about.
That's right. With the business owners and with the types of suppliers and vendors and authors. And, I think about too, voting with my dollars when it comes to food. I care a lot about food. I care a lot about the state of our planet. And to be able to take the funds that I generate from creating value in the world and then redirect that energy in the form of money towards the different farmers and, the different artisans and the different places who are going like, yeah, they're taking great care to take care of our planet. It's like, that's winning. That's winning for all of us. So embrace your ability to earn more money. It is a really beautiful, good thing. I'm speaking specifically to my ladies in the audience, even though every human can have some hangups about this and there's scarcity all over the place, because I have a large audience of women and I've heard this over the years, it can be like, gosh, am I allowed to? It's like, yes, you're allowed to. 100%. You're a force for good and you deserve it.
And there's this feeling of, oh, I don't like selling because I don't like being sold to and I don't want to be sleazy and cheesy and pushy.
Yeah.
And we think of selling that way because we notice that it is selling when it is sleazy and pushy and when we're being sold something we don't want.
Yeah.
But think about the times you are sold on something that you do want and the great feeling that comes from actually saying yes and purchasing, whether it's, a new sweater that you're so excited to take out of the bag and you were so happy that like when you were looking in the mirror in the store and the person said, you have to get that. Mm-hmm. That's what you wanted to hear. Right. And rather than, if they pull something out and you don't like it and they're like, you have to get this, you're like, no, now I'm being sold to. But,
Yeah.
you know, when you are persuaded to make a purchase that you wanted to make, or that you didn't know you wanted to make, but then you had the joy of discovering that, it's such a great thing. So you're doing people a disservice if you don't sell them things that you know they would like or benefit from.
Yeah, that they would get value from. Like, I get super excited again. I'm going to go back to health because that's a big thing for me right now. I'm so damn excited that certain people I know wrote the books that they wrote, that there's certain products that are, I'm like, yes, sell me that thing. Like, I need that thing because it's going to help me. And I'm fucking happy about it. I'm thrilled about it. So I want you to feel that way too. This has been awesome. Yeah. I don't see like there's too many other questions. Yes. Teresa said, thank you. Yes, you've taught me to embrace making money. You make us think and give back. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. You guys, this is wonderful. I just want to thank you for hanging out with us for a bit. This has been a super, super fun time. We really appreciate you. We really respect you. Hopefully you've gotten some giggles and some insight into how things work around here and how they've come to be. If you are someone who wants to master your ability to use the words that actually sound like you, that come from your heart, and that in a really beautiful way inspire your audience to take actions that would be good for them and good for you, join us for The Copy Cure. You can go to getthecopycure.com. Getthecopycure.com. Registration closes tomorrow. It's backed up by 100% satisfaction guarantee, again, at getthecopycure.com. All of the details are in writing, very transparent about all that. So we want to take care of you. We want to make sure that you feel good and safe and that we're the right fit for you, because we don't like unhappy customers either. We want to work with the people who are a good fit and they like this kind of style. And if you're not, there's definitely other folks out there and we want you to learn from them too.
Yeah. And if you are hate watching us right now and you think that you might benefit from hate watching The Copy Cure, by all means, if we're not your cup of tea, but you still want it, go for it. There's a lot of enjoyment. I love a good hate watch. So.
You are such a good hate watcher. You are.
I do.
We have so many fun conversations about that. Laura does. She gets into hate watching. I can't do it. I definitely
love to
can't
hate.
do it. Oh my God. Yes, Marie, can't wait to redo it. Yes. Oh, I love Ivan. You're not going to want your money back. Awesome. All right. Well, we love you all. Hey, take really good care of yourselves. Take really good care of each other. Again, come hang out with us if you want to check it out. Getthecopycure.com. But have a beautiful rest of your morning or your afternoon or your evening, wherever you are in the world. And we hope to see you inside the program.
See you there.
Thanks, everyone.